What if every decision you make was decided before you knew you decided? Stay with that for 10 seconds. You reach for your phone because you felt like it. You blurt a reply because you chose the words. You say you decided to quit sugar, or to text your ex, or to hit the snooze. But what if the story your mind tells about choosing is actually arriving half a second late? Like a news anchor describing a goal that already hit the net. Here's the crack in the mirror most of us never look at. Your brain is a prediction machine. It's constantly guessing what will happen next and preparing your body to move. Then, after the preparation has already begun, your mind shows up and says, "I chose that." In the lab, little signals in the brain rise before people report deciding to move. In life, you can feel this as a tiny urge, a pressure, like the body leans forward before the narrator starts speaking. It's as if the "I" who decides is the announcer, not the striker. Now, before your mind throws up defenses, notice what you just felt. A little sting, no, I'm in control. Good. Let's open that. This isn't about humiliating you. It's about freeing you from a job you were never hired to do. Because when you stop forcing yourself to be the mystical author of everything, you become a better steward of what actually moves you. Look at something ordinary. You're scrolling and a micro-impulse rises. Click. That impulse, call it readiness, starts in your nervous system before a sentence appears in your head. Your body has already begun to move. Then, your inner PR team rushes out with a press release. I clicked because the thumbnail was interesting. You've done this forever. We all have. The press secretary in your head is fast, charming, and mostly wrong. This is bigger than scrolling. Your experience of the world itself is a controlled hallucination. You don't passively receive reality, you actively guess it. The brain generates a best bet of what's out there by using past experience to predict incoming signals. When the prediction matches the world just enough, you call it seeing. When it misses, you discover an illusion. If perception is a guess, is it any surprise that intention, the feeling of "I will do X," is also a guess? A refined, useful guess, but still a story landing a heartbeat late. At first, this feels like a threat. If my brain is predicting and moving before I arrive, am I just a puppet? Absolutely not. It means the I you thought you were, the one who authors every action like a tiny CEO, is a myth. But a deeper I is available, and it's been hiding in plain sight. In the Gita, there's a line, "I am not the doer." Not as an excuse, but as a pointer. Actions happen because of countless forces: genetics, habit, mood, environment, culture, hormones, weather, the last 10 conversations, the food you ate, the sleep you didn't. The person you think you are tries to take credit or blame for all of that. No wonder you're exhausted. No wonder shame sticks. No wonder control becomes your religion. Let me show you how this breaks the chains. First, it dissolves shame. If impulses and preparations begin before the narrative of me arrives, your job is not self-hatred for every urge. Your job is stewardship. Notice, guide, train, adjust the conditions, nudge the trajectory. Less courtroom, more garden. Second, it ends over control. The micromanager me is inefficient. When you trust the system, body, breath, attention, environment, to carry wise defaults, you act cleaner. The right moves feel simpler because you set up the conditions that make them likely. Pre-decide the good when you're calm, and your half-second late narrator will find herself announcing better goals already headed into the net. Third, it opens a door beyond both shame and control, the door of awareness. Before the press secretary, before the CEO fantasy, there's a quiet, open knowing. You are that knowing. Actions appear in it. Urges appear too. Thoughts claim them. And you don't have to believe the thoughts. Try this right now. Keep your eyes open, feel your hands. Somewhere in your body, there's a subtle urge to do something next. Adjust posture, blink, swallow, check a message. Don't fight it. Just notice the tiny build-up, the readiness before a word appears. Now let a small movement happen. Roll a finger, tilt the head, while you watch the mind try to jump in and say, "I did that because..." Smile at that jump. That jump is the half-second late storyteller. Useful, not ultimate. If this is true, how the hell do we live? We live better. You stop trying to author the river and start shaping the banks. You stop shouting directions at the horse and start training it between rides. You stop arguing with the weather and start choosing your clothes. Let's translate this into power you can feel in your day. 1. Build wise defaults. If readiness surges before narrative, then stack the deck. Put the guitar on the couch, not in the case. Put your running shoes by the door, phone in another room. Prep cut fruit, water bottle visible, calendar blocks for deep work. If a better action is one reach closer than the worse action, your readiness will grab it before the spin doctor wakes up. 2. Use the weightless pause. A pause kills momentum if it's heavy. Make it weightless. One soft breath in the belly as the urge rises, then move. Not to suppress, but to aim. You're not stopping the arrow, you're nudging the bow. 3. Act before narrative. Pick one area that matters. Health, money, a relationship repair, your craft. Define the smallest meaningful action. When the readiness rises, step into it without waiting for the inner committee to approve a mission statement. Move first, explain later. You'll be stunned how often the explanation changes after the action. That's your proof the narrator was late. 4. Body first, story second. If the nervous system is the runway where choices take off, change the runway. 2 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing, shoulders down and back, eyes soft. Your readiness signal becomes cleaner. Your decision feels wiser, because the animal you ride is calm. 5. The 3 yes filter. Before you let the press secretary publish a story about your action, check. Does this align with what I value? Does it help the person I'm becoming? Does it reduce suffering for me and someone else? If you get 2 yeses, move. If you get 0, step back. If you get 1, make the action smaller. 6. Fire the tiny CEO. You are not the author of every move. You are awareness watching a living system choose in real time. In the Gita, Krishna says that the gunas, qualities of nature, act upon themselves, and the deluded ego says, I am the doer. Watch this inside you. When kindness happens, the ego says, I decided to be kind. When anger happens, the ego says, I chose anger. No. Conditions aligned and the system moved. Your freedom is in shaping conditions and seeing clearly, not in claiming authorship. But if I'm not the doer, do I get a free pass for bad behavior? Absolutely not. Responsibility becomes cleaner, not weaker. When the charioteer holds the reins, the horses still run. You still apologize, you still fix what you break, you still set boundaries, only now you're not performing shame for the gods of social approval. You are strengthening skills and structures, garden, not courtroom, training, not theater. Let's go deeper. If perception is a guess and intention is a guess, what is not a guess? Awareness. The screen doesn't guess, it receives. The Mandukya Upanishad whispers an open secret. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep are scenes. The fourth, call it Turiya, is the screen. You don't have to become mystical to use this. Whenever you feel trapped in a choice, drop back for 10 seconds. Feel the hands from the inside. Hear the farthest sound in the room. Notice the space your body occupies. That's awareness. Noticing awareness. Decisions still happen, but they don't crush you, because they're ripples on a lake you've just remembered you are. Here's a tiny drill that will make this real in 1 minute. Stand up if you can. Let your arms hang. Without deciding what to do, feel for the first impulse. A tiny lean, a shoulder shift. Let it happen. Now, before a sentence completes in your head, take one step forward. Watch the mind rush in with why. Smile. Take another step. Small, deliberate. You just acted before narrative. Not recklessly, cleanly. This is the seed of courage you can plant every day. What happens to shame when you practice this? Shame becomes data. When I'm underslept and scrolling at 1 a.m., my readiness signal grabs junk food. When I slept, prepped, and texted a friend, my readiness grabbed a walk. You don't build an identity around failure. You build an environment around success. What happens to over-control? It becomes design. You stop trying to force yourself to be a different person and instead lay out rails for the person you already are to move wisely. And what happens to spirituality? It stops being a costume. I am not the doer is no longer a poetic line. It's a felt economy of effort. You stop pretending to carry the universe on your shoulders, and the universe stops pretending it needed you too. Compassion becomes natural because you recognize that other people are also late to their own decisions, arriving after their bodies and histories have already leaned. You can still say no. You can still demand better. But inside, the temperature drops. The war with reality de-escalates. You spend your energy making saner conditions in your home, your routines, your language, your company. So wiser actions are the default. Let me tell you a quiet secret about bravery. Most people wait for a sentence in their head to bless the move. I'm ready. I'm confident. I choose this. That sentence often never comes, or it comes after the window has closed. Bravery lives in the half-second before that sentence. It's the clean step that reveals the narrative, not the other way around. So here's your field test for today. Pick one thing you've been overthinking. Sending the email, applying for the role, scheduling the health appointment, stepping out for a 10-minute run, cleaning the first drawer, apologizing with one real sentence. Put the trigger where you'll trip over it. Shoes by the door, draft email open, water on the desk, phone in another room. Now wait for the tiniest surge of readiness, the lean forward, and move before the story. Then let the story catch up and call you brave. It will, it always does. It's late, remember? If you want a second test, try this when you're angry. Feel the engine revving. Before the I'm justified monologue arrives, drop your shoulders, breathe low and slow for 10 seconds, and soften your eyes. Let the body change the story. Now act. Ask one clean question or leave the room. You didn't fight the river. You moved the banks. That's real control. There's a final layer here. The more you practice acting before narrative, the more you'll notice that awareness isn't touched by any of it. Whether you move or freeze, whether you speak or wait, the open knowing remains. That's the place you can rest when the decisions feel heavy. The Gita's ancient technology wasn't trying to make you a robot. It was teaching you to let actions happen through you without the sticky glue of ego. Do the work. Drop the claim. Offer the fruits. Repeat. So who chose this? In a way, your life chose through you. The habits you trained, the values you rehearsed, the room you arranged, the sleep you protected, the breath you took, the friends you called, the silence you honored. And beneath all of that, the part of you that never chooses at all, the space in which choices appear, held steady. That's where your power lives. Not in authoring every page, but in becoming the clear page where better words can be written. Test it today. Act before narrative. One brave move without overthinking. When the mind arrives half a second late to explain, let it. Thank it for the headline. Then put it to work designing the next wise default. This is how you stop fighting yourself and start building yourself. This is how shame melts, control relaxes, and freedom stops being a poster on your wall and starts being the way you walk. This is the Thought Alchemist.